First, live, local. This is Fox 12 Now.
Hello, everyone. This is Fox 12 Now. I'm Greg Nibbler. Thank you for joining us. As always, we appreciate it. We are live streaming here out of the Fox 12 Oregon newsroom, as we do every weekday, starting around 1, going throughout the afternoon. And we are live streaming, so we appreciate you being a part of this and all the segments that we cover. Right now, though, we are talking about something that's pretty important to a lot of people, and that's especially if you have kids going back to school right now. You know that teachers need all the help they can get, especially to prepare for that, for all the different projects, all the different things that they're working on. And there's an organization that can help you contribute to that called DonorsChoose. We're going to get into that a little bit more. You may have seen them as part of our Surprise Squad segment from earlier this week, and we're going to talk about this as the organization itself. And to do so, we are joined right now by Jinan O'Connor, who is with the organization right there. And I know you've got a pretty impressive title, so I didn't want to mess that up by saying it, trying to remember it all myself. But thank you very much for being here with us. There we go. And thanks for being a part of the show today. And I'm really looking forward to talking to you. But to start off, would you mind, just telling us a little bit about yourself and about the organization?
Sure. Hi, Greg. I'm so happy to be here, and especially with my long title. That's hilarious. I'm Jinan O'Connor. I work with DonorsChoose. I've been with the organization for about 6 years. But funny enough, I knew about DonorsChoose before I even started to work here because I was a donor on the website. So DonorsChoose is a platform where teachers can come and post projects for resources and materials, things they need in their classroom. And then donors, you, me, individuals or corporations, foundations can come on the site, be inspired by what they see, and support those projects. That's how I started back in 2010, I think it was. Somebody told me about this great organization where as an individual I could feel like a philanthropist and my $20 would go really far. And that's what we find even still all these years later. We were founded in the year 2000. And 25 years later, we are in 90% of schools across the country, and we've supported 950,000 teachers have come across our site, and we've raised, with the help of our supporters and donors, we've raised over $1.8 billion have been raised from supporters across the country.
That is incredible for so many different reasons of how much help that is providing everybody out there. I mean, just the growth of the organization, too, and that proves that there's a need, and also this is a good way for people to get involved. And I think that's fascinating that you started off as a donor and then now, working with the organization for 6 years, I think you said. So that proves it works on a number of levels. And to that extent, talking about the donation for people out there, who go to the website and want to contribute, can you tell us how that works and what kind of things are on there for people to choose from?
Absolutely. So this is the best part of the website, in my opinion, because as a donor, you can be inspired by almost anything. You could go and search in the Portland, Oregon area. You can search by your zip code. You could search by a subject that you're really interested in. Maybe you're a gardener and you see a project for hydroponic gardening, or maybe you're a music teacher or you're a music aficionado and you want to buy sheet music, help students have sheet music in their classroom. You could also look for projects based on snacks, on health and hygiene, by subject area, really anything that you're thinking of as an individual. There's a project on our site that is specifically for you. There's almost no topic I can think of that's not there. The biggest topics, though, I would say in your area for your viewers that we've noticed are classroom environment. So think of a kindergarten classroom and that rug that's on the kindergarten classroom floor where all the kindergartners come together and they sit together on this rug with the teacher there. Chances are that rug came out of the teacher's pocket to get. There's a high probability. We did a survey of our teachers and found that they're spending on average $650 a year out of their own pocket on classroom resources and supplies. And sometimes it's to get things like rugs in the classroom or extra lighting, or I'm looking at some of your pictures coming up, the paint that goes around to draw the murals in the classroom. And some of the other projects that you might find in your area right now that are live on the site are also around personal hygiene, snacks, educational kits and games. I saw a great project for a Lego robotics kit. which I think is amazing for a middle school. I used to love Legos.
Yeah.
Did you, Greg? I love
like-
Legos. Still do.
I'm like, I want the Lego robotics kit myself.
I've seen amazing projects. I once saw a project for VR glasses. I saw a project for a drone, for 3D printers. So teachers are thinking about going above and beyond what they get from their district or their school to what really brings the magic to life in that classroom, right? You walk in and you have this clean slate in your classroom, and sometimes it's the basics. Sometimes they need paper and pencils. They need wipes for the tables, those type of things. But then sometimes they can let their imagination just really go wild. And that's what we love, to be able to have a place where teachers can let the magic fly and donors come and get inspired by that magic. Similar to what you're seeing in the video that you all see right now, where they're doing like a chain reaction. Somebody has to get those dominoes, right? The ball to make it happen, let the magic happen. All of those things you can find on the website.
Well, and those are the kinds of things too that you always remember, you know, from when you were a kid, like those fun projects. I mean, I have my favorite teachers from when I was a kid, some of the, you know, projects that maybe weren't necessarily in the textbook, but things that they came up with, creative ways to help you learn. And that's certainly one way to help that. Yeah, I mean, and let alone all the other very important things that you mentioned on there. When it comes to the side for the teachers, now if a teacher is out there and say they've got an idea for this project or whatever it may be for their classroom, whatever they may need, how do they go about presenting that or getting that put up onto the website?
Yeah, it's super easy for teachers. So you just go to DonorsChoose.org, whether you're a teacher or the donor, by the way. You go to DonorsChoose.org. And if you're a teacher in our mind is a classroom teacher, a librarians, nurses, PE teachers, anybody who's spending the majority of their time in front of students over the course of the day. That's in public schools and public charter schools around the country. If you haven't been on the website before, all you need to get started is your name, your email address, and the name of your school. And then we vet you to make sure that you are who you say that you are. And then all you have to do is you come on our site, you think creatively about what you want in your classroom, and you just write a little blurb that explains what the project is, how it's going to support students, and then you go shopping on our site. So we work with a number of vendors. So you actually have a shopping experience as a teacher. You put things into your cart. Then we as a team vet all the projects. So we look at the essay that the teacher has written. We look at their shopping cart to make sure those two things match up together. And then we post it on our site. And then our job is to inspire people, Greg, for you to come on the site, for me to come on the site back in 2010 and see a project that lights me up. I have a son, and he's into basketball. So we together go on the site, and he wants to fund every project that has anything to do with basketball for all those PE teachers out there. So that's what happens. You go on the site, and then you can be inspired by it, like we said before. But the teacher, all they have to do is they put it up there. They can share it with friends and family as well. They can share the link. We inspire people to come to the site. And then what happens, Greg, is once the project is fully funded, so you've given your $5, I've given my $5, somebody else has given their $25, the project is fully funded. As an organization, we purchase all the materials and send the materials to the school. So there's never any cash that's given to the teachers. It's 100%. We purchase it through our vendors. We ship it off. And once a project is fully funded, teachers find that the materials usually arrive within like 2 or 3 days. So they have this like opening of boxes party that's happening where all these boxes show up in the main office of the building. And, you know, Miss O'Connor, please come to the front. You have boxes at the front. And then the kids love it too. We have great pictures of kids opening boxes and seeing all the great things. And what's really exciting, I think, is that the majority of the funding that comes in for a teacher project is coming from people that the teachers probably don't even know. About 75% of funding is coming from just around the country, people who are inspired. So I'm in New York currently. I may post a project as a teacher in New York, but most of the funding is going to come maybe from you, from Portland, or some, you know, people coming from anywhere. And I think there's something really special about that. And we've heard that teachers and students say to us, wow, why do all these people support us? How do they even know about us? And it's because, oh, your teacher went to DonorsChoose. They said, I want to give more to my classroom and do more for my kids. And they drove people to the site, and look what they did for us. And now we have all these great materials and resources for our class.
Amazing. I mean, and the unboxing side of things too. I mean, that's still fun no matter what age you are. But I mean, you get that, you know, that call out that it's arrived. Yeah, to go through that. I want to ask for you, you know, going back to the beginning here, being that original donor, do you remember what the project is that you donated for?
Oh gosh, that's a great question. I do not remember, but I do know I did it local to New York. So I went to my zip code. I first went to my old school that I went to see if there were any projects up. There weren't at the time. So I was like, okay, let me start at my old school. But then I ended up just going to places around New York that I had been. So I put in zip codes of areas of New York that I knew, and then I donated in that way.
Well, that's just, really amazing that that after all this time, you're there, and that this organization there is helping so many people out there in so many different ways. And you think about all the students, just, magnifying that of how many people are impacted by this. I want to reiterate for everybody out there, I know we've said it a few times, but just for them to know, can you let everybody know where they can go to be a part of this in whichever way, shape, or form they want to?
That's right. If you're a teacher, go to DonorsChoose.org. If you're a donor, go to DonorsChoose.org. Either way, you head right to our main page. There's a link if you're a teacher for you to create your project. If you're a donor, for you to be inspired by projects up there. In the Portland, Oregon area, there's over 230 projects up right now. And your viewers over the last 25 years have raised over $2.6 million just for the area in which you are. So go out there, support teachers. If you're a teacher and you haven't been on our site, now is a great time to do it. There's a lot of projects up right now. It's back to school season, so a lot of teachers have their ideas and their inspiration on full display for you to be inspired and support them.
Well, Jinan, thank you so much for joining us here just to talk about this and share your story and let everybody know how they can participate in this and just all the help that's going on there. And thank you to, if you're watching and you've been one of those donors, thanks for doing that, and helping everybody out. So we really appreciate you being here, and thanks for talking to me today. I really, like I mentioned, I appreciate it.
I appreciate you offering to have us come on, and we're excited to inspire everybody to come to DonorsChoose.org and see what's going on out there. Some really fun projects are up right now.
Absolutely, and I do want the robotics Lego kit, but I just want to see what it is.
Listen, me too. It's in you can go look for it right now and support it. You can go right now. And then the one last thing I'll say, one beautiful piece of that too is that you get a thank you note from the teacher, and sometimes you get a handwritten thank you note from the students as well, thanking. And I think that is really the most beautiful piece, is to get a handwritten note from a student that says, thank you for giving us this in our classroom. It's really made a difference for us.
Yeah, that kind of actual, feedback, something physical like that. That's pretty amazing to know that it's out there helping people too. Well, all right. Well, Jinan, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you. Thank you.
And for everybody watching, again, this is Fox 12 Now. We're live streaming here. We're going to take a break. We've got more coming up throughout the afternoon, and we cover a wide range of topics. Sometimes it's organizations like DonorsChoose and just letting you know about that and how you can participate. Other times it could be breaking news stories. We have those as well. So I recommend downloading that Fox 12 Oregon app. A great way to stay, abreast of what's going on here. And we'll let you know if there is any breaking news that's happening. But we've got more programming coming up here throughout the afternoon. So we're going to take a quick break, and I will talk to you soon. I'm Greg Nibbler. This is Fox 12 Now.